Welcome back for my fifth class of Rally. In this class, we'll discuss about reports. We'll just talk about these reports. So here you have this option, right? So we have this option of plan. Most of the time I used, and you don't have to. I used this user story, and you can use these options. All of these options I didn't discuss about this. Time boxes is where you have iterations. You can create your own iterations here. Or you can just create a new iteration. Let me do this for you. And I'll just put as March 2000, it's 22nd 2019. And I'll select the date, end date. I don't know, it's works and add with details. I'll just get add with details. So here you can add these iterations, and what's the point of iteration. So this is more of a I don't know, we are in planning, and semicolons. This gets added to this iteration. Okay, so you have this iteration. So we didn't talk about this much, but the point is you can do that. This is more. So the rally is more into agile perspective. Okay, it's based on agile. Okay, although you can use this in waterfall methodology, it's more compatible with both the sides. Okay, it's really good. But there's one more HPALM. Hewlett Packard Application Lifecycle Management, which I'm planning to give in tutorial on that too. It might take some time because I get tired, so getting a lot of tutorials. So I'll take some time, and maybe I will try to give that if I have some time. But that HPLM is not compatible with Agile. I mean, you can use it. I'm not saying that you cannot use it. The point is, it's you have a lot of hard time with HPLM, and HPLM itself has so many bugs in it. So that means it's the admin has to take care more of issues rather than solving that. So admin work is not in that, but they don't care technically. So that was time. You also have this time planning. This is already included. This is for user story. Or you can create releases. We didn't create any releases. Okay, so we didn't talk about this much of these things. Okay, then you have track. We will talk about this team board in the next class. Okay, and then you have tasks. So we already created. We know task, right? Remember, we created task. So it's already interlinked with that user story. Now, if I have to find out my task here, you can. If you know this task, that's well and good. You can put it here. Or what I'll do here is, problem is everything is not my name. So what I'll do here, let's find out. I know this user story is 198, right? If you know the user story, I guess it will go into last. Oh, here you go. You see this? We did this already. Remember? Task 311, the Geoma Online. So that's the reason we never required this tab module, because we were all using in this module. So that's the reason I didn't talk about this. But you don't have to be. You can explore yourself. That's good. You can. Thing is, you can export it. You can export it XML, export to CSV. CSV is command separated value. And of course, you can import the task too. That means, but you have to follow the rules. importing is not just like that. You have to have this import template. You have to download this import template, and let's see how this import template looks like. I have this bug here, so that's the problem. It shows up every time. So this is the template that you have to follow, otherwise it won't do it properly. And you have to follow this, and only then you can do this importation, the task import. So good, you can have this option too. So that's the reason we never discussed about this. So an iteration status, we can create iteration status. We'll look into this. Let's see here what's iteration. So we have created an iteration, remember. So this is used more for agile perspective, and if there are any defects, you can it shows up here. So that's we'll talk about this team board. Okay, we will talk about this. And my defects, whatever we have opened it, so will show up actually here. I guess it should show up. There's a lot of things here, so this will be a little bit confusing because a lot of things here. So we'll talk about this in the next class. Let's figure it out. So we'll go to the reports pretty quick. Oh, and the defects. You can do this. See, these are like similar things. Okay, the similar way you have this for task, the similar thing you have for the defects too. But guess what? I do it in an easy way. Okay, I do it in easy way. I go here and just go to the user story. And everything is there in the user story, everything is linked, so I don't bother about it. But it don't have to be that way. You don't have to follow that thing. It's completely optional. You can do your own way, your own style of doing this. Okay, you can use use this option too. Defect. You can open defect from here too. See here. As you can do that here. Oh, this is more in a Kanban process, so we will not worry about it. So let's go to this reports pretty quick here and see this. Okay, so so before going to the reports, right, you need to know some of this. There are plenty of reports. So since we are dealing this in agile, so this is more into agile. So guess what, I'll show you something here before going to reports. There are actually charts. Okay, Scrum Wiki. Okay, so there is actually charts. Oh, not this side. The Scrum is completely different. Okay, so what I wanted to show you is yeah, this is the burn down chart. So this is the chart which actually supposed to show up. So this is a burn down chart, burn down chart, and this is burn down. Okay, iteration burn down. So this is what so the thing is, it doesn't work here. It's not good because we didn't do it properly. So that's the reason I didn't want it to show up in this tool. But ideally this is how it looks like. So we'll talk about this. So here, if you see this green color, okay, before going to that, you have this days here in the x-axis. This thing is highlighting everything, and the remaining hours is shown in the y-axis. Okay, and there is a green color, that is ideal burn down. That means how many user stories you have burned down. I'm sorry, how much time you have burned down using that user stories. Okay, so that's what it is. And this thing shows the blue color. The dark blue color, actually this remaining effort. Since it's ideal, right, you have issues, sometimes you have to coordinate, you open defects, so that's why it's ups and downs. See here, it's an ups and downs. Remaining task is like how much task it is remained, how much task it is there to complete it, and this shows, the yellow color shows the completed task. So similarly, you have this here too. and nobody has to design this. This shows up automatically. It based on the history of your release, history based on your opening defects, opening the user stories, writing your test cases. It's based on that, and it automatically shows up. So here it doesn't work, so that's why I was trying to skip it and trying to show you this one. And there is one more chart. There is one more important one. Although you have this, all of these are charts. All are, we'll see one chart actually, which is good, but there is burn down chart. Let's talk about this burn down chart. Now this is burn down chart. So there's burn up chart. There's two things: burn up and burn down. We discussed about burn down. Okay, this is burn up chart. Now this is designed on this is design x-axis. It's on iteration, how many iteration you perform. Remember, we have this iteration here. We did this, trying to see that, and this number of story points, and it's the green color shows total completed, the blue color is forecast to be completed, and the dashed red color, we see dashed purple, forecast high, and the violet color is forecast low, and this is MVP. So this is a release burn up chart. Okay, this is a release burn up chart. That's how it looks like in the real time actually. That's just an introduction, but so that doesn't ends up here. That doesn't end up. We have a lot of charts. Since you got an idea of charts, right? So actually there are two kinds of reports. Let's classify this way. The way I understand it, I understand a little bit different. You might understand a little bit different, I understand. The way I understand here is the reports are divided into two sections as per my knowledge. One is project level reports and team level reports. So these are all project level reports. A team level reports shows up the performance of the team. Okay, so these are all technically called as, it's my opinion. I frame that word, but these are more project level reports. Now I'll show you pretty quick here. Go to the user story and I'll show you what are team level reports. Now you have this. Let's go to this user story pretty quick, and let's say we have this test cases. Remember, we have this test cases. Now we did discuss about this, right? You have this print report. See here, print report. We didn't discuss about this. Too bad. Now this is about this report. This is also comes under report. So I go ahead and click on print. If you're using Chrome, that's good. This option saves in PDF. If you want, go ahead and landscape. That looks good. I guess Ruby should be good. You can change the settings here. It's up to you, and save it. And we'll go ahead and click on this. And this is what test cases. Now this test cases go straight to the boss, your boss email. And if you close this, it doesn't have to be, because your boss have access to this. They can look here. So these reports are technically it holds little value, not too much, because your boss can see that all here, right here. It's taking time. Okay. So don't have to be, this is also a report. Now this is called a team level report, because it shows, they got scaled. For some reason this thing got scaled up, so maybe you have to use the better option while doing this. So of course you have this document, you can download it, so they will see all this, what test cases you were preparing, and what is so all this, whoever is designing it has this option here, and they will be looking into it, and then all these things will be shown up into this report. These are called team level reports, not for only test case. You can do that for user stories too. Now I'm a tester, I'm not worried about user story, but if you are a product owner and if you want to prepare a report, of course you want to do for user story, not for test cases. Okay, so similar way you can do for defects too. Defects we have already seen, right? But here you have this option of doing export to CSV is a better option than doing print here, because I will just put a default and see this. The better option is export to CSV. That should be good. Okay, so that's a team level. Okay, let's go back to our reports. Okay, so here there are plenty of reports. This is the project level reports. Team level reports goes to actually directly to the boss, your manager, whoever is your manager. It goes to them and they will look into it and see your performance. How are you performing? What are the test cases? What are the defects you have opened? How are you writing? What are the all those things? They will verify it. Now these reports, these are the project level reports. This goes to directly to the Scrum Master. Okay, that's how that's my opinion. That's how my experience. That's how I understand in agile methodology, right? That's how I understand. It don't have to be that way. You don't have to take it that way. You can understand on your own point of view. Okay, it's up to you. But the way I classify it, the way I understand it, I'm just letting you to know it. That's it. Okay, so we have these options here: iteration burn down, iteration burn up, velocity chart. Let's try this, although it doesn't work because let's see. Oh, it's working good. So here you have this option of accepted or not accepted, and you have this total points, how much spent. It's not good because we didn't do anything in iteration technically, so that's why it's not showing up. The only thing it shows up iteration defects by priority. Let's oh, I'm sorry, this is also not working. Oh, let's see here. I think this defects by states. Let's try this. This should be good. Actually, guess what? I'll change the date. But the date was actually you know what? I'll just go to this different user story and try to see that. Okay, go here, reports, and try this again. So it's actually showing up through this. I wanted to show up with a different project. Let's see if I have the option of using this different project, but I don't see in different user story. But one should work actually. Unfortunately something is missing up here. Okay, let's try to see this defect trend. Yeah, this is working at least. So here defect trend chart. Okay, this is also one of the chart. Is this is in the x-axis. It shows number of days. So the way the agile works, right? Let's say if it is 15 days period or 1 month. So normally I would take it as 1 month. 1 month as an agile period. Sorry, sprint. That's called sprint. And you have this how much defect counts or how many defects have been raised. So this is a defect trend where you can use this, or everything else is not working actually. let's see here. Yeah, so everything is blocked because we never did anything here. So but these are the various kinds of chart. The point is the various kinds of chart. Let's see this one. I wanted for a different, this is an iteration we have created, right? Don't have that one, so but yeah, these are the various charts: an iteration burn down, iteration burn up, velocity chart, iteration cumulative flow diagram, and all this chart will be right here. And sometimes what happens is then there will be some problem. What happens, your boss will tell you something new which doesn't exist in this reports. So these are the reports, right? And let's see here. See which iterations. It doesn't have to be. That should be good. So, but we'll go to combined in progress. The problem is there was no work here in many months. That's why this is not showing anything. There's no work actually for many months for this. That's the reason. Otherwise, it should have showed something. So okay, so we'll go to the point here. So the thing is, let's say your boss told you to create a chart which doesn't exist here. So it's not burn down chart. It's not burn up chart. They said something new. And you have to come up with something. So what you can do, this rally is very good. You can design your own chart, right? You can create your own chart. Let's say nothing is showing up here, right? So what you want to go ahead and click on add new. So a new pop-up window shows up, and you want to see this. What this is disabled. Now you want to see the plan estimates of the task. Some of the task actual or the task estimate or sum of task. I can take that account of, maybe I'll use all of them. I don't know. What data? So this shows what data you want. How do you want to see that? That's a very good question. Of course, I don't want to see that as an iteration because it's not much of an iteration work. I want to see as test case priority. I can add more. We don't want that for now. Filters, if you have any filters blocked, or if it is not exactly sure if you want filter, but let's find out. Or you can use tags. Here is where tags come useful. You can use GeoMo Online. Remember we use tag. I'll go to this defect state. This has more problems here. We will go to open status. Let's see this open status and run this. Let's find out what's happening. At least some value should show up. Now this doesn't show up in the graphs, but this showed up in some values here. Some of the tasks to do is 0. I really don't believe that. It showed up 0. We have this, remember we have this value here. I can't believe this guy showed up the 0. See here the task, we have this open and this estimate 10 to do 10. So I can't believe this guy showed 0. Okay, no mind. Total test case priorities 250, plan estimate 258, task actual is 0, task estimate is 0. I'm not sure what the values showed up. This is a custom value, so this is based on open. I mean my task is also open. I didn't close it. If I do it completely, then it is closed. So that's how you can create your own custom charts, right? you can use n number of, and it's up to you, you know, if you don't want filter, just run it. Let's see, this should get some better result, I guess. It's still running. Yeah, because we have selected lot of options here, so this thing gets run into the server and shows up to the option. So this might take a lot amount of time, so we don't want that. I'll hit cancel. Yeah, and what I'll do here again, we'll go to this report and try to see. So this is custom design reports, right? Let's go back here, and I want some of the tasks to do, and broken by state, and just simple, you know, and try to run this. This should be good. Should be simple. Yeah, that thing had so much of data, so it took long amount of time. So we're supposed to show up this graph. Actually, I was expecting graph, but this is showing up completely different actually. But yeah, so here is an option. You can save it. Okay, how do you want to say, oh, this doesn't work? I don't think that works. You can print it if you are using Google Chrome. I'll just put as report of task. You have annotation, and send to the printer, and you can print here. You know, you have this option of, if you have any printer here, you can put it into print. I don't have this option. Oh, I do. I can print Samsung N26 brother printer. I have a lot of things. So you can print it. You can, you know, save it. You know, you have this option if you have Chrome. Okay, so this is a custom design reports. Okay, sometimes your boss wants to, oh, oops, I closed it. I have to go back again. Let me show you again some of the tasks to do, and I wanted to okay, so sometimes what happens is your boss tells you some work and tells you to go ahead and create a report which you don't know, right? Of course they will give you some, you know, thing, that something which is random, say that okay, I want this task you know, divided into various options. So I mean, this is supposed to show up a graph. Actually, for some reason we are not getting graph, but Jira does that well. Jira shows up graph for that. Actually, it's supposed to show a pie graph or bar graph, or you know, whatever the graph, but here you are not able to see it because for some reason. So you can export this. You have various options. Email, if you're emailing it, you can put your boss name here and add CC, and you know, message. You know, I would embed in email, but you have this option as attached PDF or CSV. Okay, if you want to include, you know, include me as a recipient, you can do that too. And once you send it, it just goes right into your boss email or whoever is email. It's a project manager or your boss or your teammate, you know, whoever it is. So that's how this report section works, right? Actually, you know, from long time there is no work, so that's the problem. It's not showing up. Oh, let's see if I have this into a different project, and a different project don't do well because there's no activity from last so many months. So So yeah, actually, so that's the point, right? These graphs, this reports generates based on the history what you have. So you have created this user story, you have done some work. Guess what? Let's go back here. Um, Here we have this user story, right? Oh, something happened. Oh, this is the one we are looking for. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm really get confused with this. We are supposed to be in this project typically, so um, that's the thing. What happens every time with me. So I use this when you're working in more than 4 projects. You get confused, like you're looking for something and you're not getting, and you break up your whole head. You break your head to the wall whole day, thinking that it doesn't exist, but you did just yesterday, and find out you are in wrong project. That's what it happens every time. So um, that's how this thing is. So there's a problem when you're working more than one project. So here, if you see, this is a lot of history here. So based on this history, based on this is supposed to these graphs get updated. So you have this charts here. See here, you can use that too. This at least should show up some value. Okay, good. Now this is good. This is showing up some value here so that you can use this one. But unfortunately, I don't think you have this option of importing, right? Do you? You just don't have this importing. So what you want is you want to save as, or guess what? We can go ahead and print. So I want to save this, right? I want to save this and go ahead and see as a print. And what I'll do is go ahead and background is already smooth, so and you can print this graph. Okay, so that's the only way you have here, because you don't have this option of printing this one. You can click here, there's nothing happens. Okay, so that's how this report section. So that's pretty much about reports. And you can, so there is a lot more reports. Actually, you can view iteration burn down, iteration burn up, velocity chart, iteration cumulative flow. I mean, there's a lot more than what actually it is. It's not there in the Wikipedia. See this, it's more than that actually. Build health, build health. So this build is something which is so there's a middleware team. Okay, now you have this developer team, you have this tester team, right? There's one more called middleware team. So middleware guys are the build guys. What happens is you have to move your code from dev environment and test environment, right? When you're testing it, right? Now you cannot tell me that just copy and paste. There's GBs and TBs. Now I guess there's companies who are handling PBs of data, petabytes of data. Seriously, you don't want to tell me that just copy and paste into dev environment to test environment, and that's a servers. Those are the server. It's not just a folder to copy and paste like this. It's a server where you are actually moving your whole code to one server to another server. So that's what, when I say environment, if you don't understand this, take it as a server. It's a different server altogether. Okay, so you can don't tell me that just copy that and paste it PBs of data just like that. Doesn't happen. So what happens is there's a one team called middleware team who takes care of all this. They put it on the build, and those build guys, what they do, they have their own job to do. Okay, so they move the data from dev environment to test environment, right? That's how you want to see this build health. So there's no movement of anything, so that again shows up nothing. um, okay, but you know, so that's how you know you can see that chart too. Go back to reports. So actually, you know, one thing we'll see here is iteration. It's too bad this. Oh, guess what? We'll just try to remove this iteration thing here. We've created this iteration, right? Uh, so team planning. Here, what you do is you create user story here. You can create user story from here too. You see here, add new user story, but actually you don't. This is kind of backlog. There's a difference between this backlogs and you know, user stories. If you want to go in detail with that, that's completely different thing. Guess what? I'm deleting this for good. Oh, I can't delete that. Hold up. So there should be some option of deleting. So somebody have actually created this, some of these iterations actually. So there's no option of deleting, only editing. Okay. So let's say if I have even updated my velocity to 1, now my report should show up, the velocity chart should get updated, right? Remember? So we'll go to this and see in the velocity that my velocity is like the time, how much time you have. Okay, good. No, wait. This is not for Udemy. This is for after Safari. This is pretty much screwed up. But actually, you know, this doesn't work that way. Whenever you manipulate something there, it hits the reports here. Okay, that's how the reports are designed. So most of the times reports are automatic. Okay, so that's what this priority was. I was expecting really good report on this, but unfortunately there is no data here. That's why this is causing some problem, and the previous data shows up nothing. It's a problem. There was no activity. So if you don't have activity, that's the reason this don't show up these reports. Okay, that's the problem. So yeah, but the burn down chart which you see here, that works well, right? Let's see here. Let's go back here and see here in the chart section, story burn down. This shows good. So we have burned down some stories, that is 2 days, 321 and 322, right? So that's pretty much about reports. If you have any questions, you can ask me question. Okay, you can email me, or you can try this help. Go to say here help, and there's a lot of documents here to go ahead and see the help section. Or if you still need more information, you can get back to me and see if I could do something, you know, help you out, or you know, we can schedule a meeting or something in wherever country you are. I'll try to see this. Oh, I have not seen this for a long time. So this shows the data of the inside of reports. Okay, so dimensions, productivity, normal. So there's a lot of things going on in this. So you can view all this. So you can, you can view all this and see here. This data is good, but the problem is again the this is based on your historical, how much you know see. This is for maker testing team, that's good. Oh, this is in beta, so this was not there before. How interesting. So this is new one actually. So that's pretty much about this reports. Probably we'll have one more class. That will be our last class, and I will be talking about this team board. This is new, but I'll try to figure it out and see. This is supposed to be last class, but I'll try to see that one and see. That's a new thing actually that they introduced it, so we'll try to see this. And oh, by the way, you can also you have access to this, so go ahead and look into it. Go ahead and try to understand it. How you work on this. This is not really much required. Yeah, this goes into more into Kanban status, actually not into Scrum. But that's the insights about this report. So that's pretty much about reports. You can create your own reports too. It's as we have seen, how the data you want, how do you want to break it, what filters you want. So based on that, it's supposed to show you actually the graph, but it's showing some values. I guess you can use a different tool altogether to get the graphs. So but you can use that, so that's the point. So I hope you like this video. Okay, and I'll see you in the next class. The next class is a little bit experimental, and we'll try together. I've used in a different tool, but here in this one it's a little different. But so I'll see you in the next class. Okay, thanks for watching.